You know what's harder than getting 100% on your math test? Getting a whopping 1%. When you search up The Master of Disguise and are greeted with a Google 1% Rotten Tomatoes rating, you know you're in for a treat. To me, this movie was so awful that any form of critique is possible. However, the two specific lenses that I have chosen are the feminist and critical race critiques. Feminist critiques examine how gender roles and stereotypes are represented. Critiques may often ask how female characters are portrayed and whether the work challenges or reinforces traditional gender norms. Critical race theory critiques examine how race and culture intersect with various aspects of society. When examining The Master of Disguise through feminist and critical race theory critiques, the protagonist's comedic immersion in stereotypical masculinity and racism is revealed. Pistachio Disguisey, yes, that's his actual name, the protagonist of the movie, is a loser and unfunny comedian slash manchild who works at his dad, Fabrizio Disguisey's restaurant. Pistachio has a crush on a girl named Sophia. However, Sophia likes Pistachio's coworker and bully. One day, Pistachio's father is kidnapped by the antagonist, Devlin Bowman. Since Pistachio is a loser with no talents, his grandfather has to help him save his dad. Through his grandfather, Pistachio learns that his family, the Disguisey family, has the unique ability to disguise themselves as other people. Pistachio receives training from his grandfather, and together they find Jennifer Baker, who gets assigned as Pistachio's personal assistant. Pistachio and Jennifer use Pistachio's unique ability to disguise himself and take down Devlin's army in order to save his dad. Although this plot and the author's intent of providing comedic entertainment may sound interesting, the movie's poor execution of immature slapstick comedy and sexist and racist jokes lands The Master of Disguise a spot in IMDb's bottom 100 movies of all time. The Master of Disguise, when examined through a feminist lens, reveals a notable imbalance in its portrayal of gender roles. Although released in 2002, the movie's treatment of female characters raises feminist concerns. Firstly, female characters in The Master of Disguise often serve secondary roles, functioning as plot devices or targets of humor rather than fully developed individuals. For example, Pistachio's mother is not even given a name throughout the entire movie and is only ever referred to as Mother. Simultaneously, the only time she ever appears on the screen is during the movie is when she is cooking, which reinforces another negative gender role. Even worse, The Master of Disguise has a problem of objectifying women while attempting comedy. Firstly, as Pistachio stares at Sophia, watchers can infer that Pistachio likes her because of her body. Later, when Jennifer becomes Pistachio's assistant, Pistachio doesn't like her right away because of her small body. Pistachio asks Jennifer about her measurements and then proceeds to laugh and call her out for having, quote, a tiny bottom. Finally, nearing the end of the movie, instead of calling Jennifer by her name, Pistachio refers to her as Tiny Butter Bottom and Fat Cat Mama. In The Master of Disguise, Pistachio focuses solely on females' physical attributes and disregards their humanity, intellect, and individuality. From a feminist perspective, this film is not worth seeing due to the certain aspects that perpetuate gender stereotypes and reinforce traditional gender norms. Such aspects include limited female agency, stereotypical portrayals, and objectification. In analyzing The Master of Disguise through a critical race theory lens, we observe how the film neglects to navigate issues related to race and culture. Right from the beginning, observers may notice that Pistachio's entire character reaffirms racial stereotypes. Firstly, although his father and grandfather both speak fluent English, Pistachio always talks with the stereotypical Italian accent, sometimes tripping over words and using bad English lingo on purpose. I also notice that Pistachio's restaurant only serves spaghetti and meatballs, which is a very stereotypical Italian dish. The worst part, however, comes when Pistachio's grandfather trains him to become a master of disguise. During this training, Pistachio disguises himself as an Indian man. During the session, Pistachio dresses up in the most stereotypical clothes and uses the most stereotypical accent you can think of. He states that he is an Indian prince from the Ringy-Dingy Heights. What's even more comical is that in order to prove that he has truly disguised himself as an Indian man, he suddenly pulls a recorder from his back pocket and begins to charm a snake. From a critical race theory point of view, this film is also definitely not worth seeing. Critical race theory engages with racial norms and narratives in society. However, The Master of Disguise authorizes racism through joking about harmful racial stereotypes. With both of these critiques being said, The Master of Disguise's target audience is probably younger audiences who enjoy broad, physical, slapstick comedy and who aren't yet aware of the issues present in the movie. A written critique by Wiggity Whack West on Reddit reads, "The training sequence in The Master of Disguise is just Dana Carvey acting out a bunch of racist stereotypes, including this." His critique supports mine in that The Master of Disguise permits racism by attempting to mitigate the effects of racist stereotypes and use them as comedy. According to Wiggity Whack West's critique, one of the most important parts of the movie, where Pistachio learns how to become a Master of Disguise, reinforces racial discrimination but plays it off as a joke to the audience. Another written review by Bonby Hod reads, 10 out of 10, great movie. I found myself laughing so hard that I ended up in the hospital, no lie. The doctor told me he thought I had been bitten by a bat and the spike protein had infected my cerebral cortex, causing intense fetal stimulation. This movie also had Dana Carvey in it, but you would never know because he is in disguise for a lot of the movie. The fact that this review was funnier and made me laugh harder than the entire movie also proves my point. I agree with Bonby in that fetal stimulation is the only way people are able to laugh at the countless meaningless fart jokes that are packed into this movie. Bonby also jokes about Dana Carvey's disguises throughout the movie, further demonstrating that his disguises are cheap racist jokes that add absolutely no significance to the movie's plot whatsoever. The Master of Disguise, more like the master of wasting time.